Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Christelle, a fashion enthusiast and student who's interested in exploring the ways that fashion and fashion history have shaped our world. The purpose of my first series is to introduce people to brands that they may not have heard of, share some fashion history, and get a conversation going around the intersections between different forms of media like fashion, music, and cinema. With that being said, let's get into the video. Since its release in November of 2013, ASAP Rocky's Fashion Killa has been an anthem for fashion enthusiasts around the world. The song walks us through Rocky's declarations of love for the style of his romantic partner, highlighting her favorite brands and designers in the process. Rocky skillfully shouts out 27 brands in the span of just under 4 minutes. Though most listeners were probably familiar with more mainstream houses like Dolce & Gabbana and Versace, those who are not particularly in tune with the fashion space probably miss some of the amazing brands mentioned like Linda Farrow and Costume National. In this three-part series, I will be walking you through a brief history of all 27 brands mentioned, including their foundations, key moments in their history, and where they stand today. I'm going to be going through the first 9 brands in this video in the order that they were mentioned in the song, and we're going to be starting today with Prada. Prada was founded in 1913 by Mario Prada, the grandfather of one of the current creative directors, Miuccia Prada, and his brother Martino. The Italian brand started off selling travel trunks and accessories out of its first store in the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II, a historic commercial center and Milanese landmark. The brand soon became recognized for its exceptional craftsmanship and quality, earning the title of official supplier of the Italian royal house in 1919, which allowed the brand to use the House of Savoy coats of arms in its logo, lending the way to the trademark triangle emblem we all know and love. After Mario's passing, his daughter Luisa was at the helm of the brand for 20 years. The brand remains family owned and women led since the day Luisa came into power. As her successor, her daughter Miuccia revolutionized Prada and built it into the powerhouse we know today. Miuccia took over the business in 1978 and has since scaled it into a multi-billion-dollar company. Subsidiaries have included over periods of time Miu Miu, Jill Sander, Helmut Lang, and Church & Co. Miuccia's knack for forecasting, entrepreneurship, and innovation set her apart from her peers. She became a household name with her black nylon handbag collection in 1985 and soon followed with the introduction of a ready-to-wear line in 1988. Her intellectual and modern design ethos was cutting edge, attracting the masses and garnering the attention of celebrities. The brand's reach extends beyond the fashion world. Through its many ventures, it's become omnipresent in art, architecture, and cinema, even earning a place in the title of the groundbreaking film The Devil Wears Prada in 2006.
Florals for spring. Groundbreaking.
Currently, Prada is still owned and operated largely by Miuccia and her husband. Her creative direction still garners critical acclaim, and with the help of her co-creative director, Raf Simons, the brand has held its position as one of the most famed fashion houses in the world. Dolce & Gabbana. Founded in 1985 by Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana, Dolce & Gabbana, or for the purposes of this video, D&G, has been the brand emulating Italian summers and sex appeal for decades. Making their debut in October of 1985 at Milan Fashion Week, Domenico and Stefano hit the ground running in the years to come. They won numerous awards, dressed Madonna for her Girly World Tour, and their glamorous silhouettes were sported at high-profile events such as the Cannes Film Festival. The D&G aesthetic came at the perfect time. In an era of opulence, power dressing, and bright colors, Domenico and Stefano made designs that captured the taste of the modern woman, cementing them and their brand into pop culture. Their emphasis on sensuality and their Sicilian roots, which is played up in their campaigns and styling, allows the brand to serve as a getaway for consumers, transporting them to the Mediterranean and intoxicating them with the power of luxury. In recent years, Dolce & Gabbana has faced multiple scandals. After a tax evasion conviction in 2013 and the release of an anti-Asian campaign in 2018, D&G and its founders have faced accusations of racism and have been surrounded by controversy, with many choosing to forego supporting the brand. Despite this, some celebrities and influential names still show their support, allowing Dolce to sustain its place in the industry. Escada. Escada was founded in 1978 by Margareta and Wolfgang Ley. It is based in Munich, Germany, and is known for its bold colors and patterns, gorgeous embroidery, and embodiment of glamour, which, much like in the case of Dolce, matched the style of the early 80s. Throughout the 80s and 90s, supermodels like Claudia Schiffer, Linda Evangelista, and Cindy Crawford were featured in the brand's campaigns, catapulting it into the mainstream and making it one of Germany's leading luxury brands. It was even seen on Princess Diana during her 1987 visit to Berlin. After the death of Margareta Ley, Escada saw a range of creative directors, including Brian Rennie, who in 1994 introduced the Escada Sport line. Today, the brand is directed by Joanna de Vilmorin, a German designer and a pupil of Christian Lacroix and Isabel Marant. Balenciaga. Balenciaga is a Spanish brand established in 1917 initially under the name Elisa by couturier Cristobal Balenciaga. In the wake of geopolitical tensions caused by the Spanish Civil War, Balenciaga moved his operations to Paris in 1937, presenting his first collection and embarking on a journey that would immortalize his name. Balenciaga's skillful design and extensive knowledge of fabric and draping set him apart from his competitors. He was a pioneer, showcasing silhouettes like the sack and baby doll dresses, which were considered radical at the time. Though the house closed in 1968, it was revived by Nicolas Ghesquière in 1997 and remained under his direction until 2012. During his tenure, Ghesquière had a number of heavy hitters, including the City Bag and other moto bags that are back in style today. After his departure in 2012, Alexander Wang was appointed as creative director and stayed at the brand for 3 years until the arrival of Demna in 2015. Demna's time at Balenciaga shot the brand into superstardom. His time at the brand honestly deserves its own video. I recommend watching Understitch's video, Balenciaga The Demna Years. It really gives a comprehensive view on the subject and explains some of the things that I'll only briefly touch on in this video. Under Demna, Kering, which is Balenciaga's parent company since 2001, named Balenciaga one of its fastest growing brands. Demna's marketing strategy was superb. He did strategic collaborations, maintained the brand's curated Instagram presence, and transformed the brand into the bold, boundary pushing Balenciaga we know today. This year, Demna left Balenciaga for Gucci and has been replaced by Pierpaolo Piccioli. It's important to mention that Balenciaga was the subject of one of the biggest fashion scandals in recent years, following a 2022 campaign featuring children holding bondage-themed toy bears. The brand and its leadership were accused of sexualizing children and were effectively canceled on social media by influencers and fashion personalities alike, leading to negative consumer sentiments about Balenciaga. The Understitch video I mentioned goes into detail about some of the nuances behind this controversy, including an analysis of the intentions and backstory of the campaign, but as it stands, public perception of Balenciaga is extremely mixed. The widespread popularity of the city bag has gotten the brand back into the good graces of some, but for many, Balenciaga has yet to recover from this disastrous misstep. Helmut Lang. Austrian designer Helmut Lang started his brand in 1977, beginning with a made to measure studio in his hometown Vienna before transitioning to a Paris based label in 1986. Long was known for his androgynous take on fashion. He created a design language that combined exceptional tailoring and unorthodox utilitarian silhouettes like bulletproof vests and harnesses, and redefined luxury in the process. His use of technical fabrics and casual wear in high end design made him one of the forefathers of the streetwear movement. After the Prada Group's acquisition in 1999 and Long's retirement in 2005, Helmut Lang had a hard time re-establishing itself as a tastemaker in the fashion space. This led the Prada Group to sell Helmut Lang to Fast Retailing Co. and eventually gave way to the brand's relaunch in 2017. The 2017 Exactitudes campaign featured prominent celebrities who embodied Helmut Lang's philosophy. By using big names like Solange Knowles and Travis Scott, the brand was able to step into the limelight once again. From 2023 to 2024, Peter Does served as creative director of the brand, but since his departure, the brand has yet to name a successor. Alexander Wang. Alexander Wang is an American designer who created his eponymous brand in 2005 when he was just 20 years old. Debuting his first collection in fall winter 2007, Wang soon became a cultural phenomenon, both as a brand and a person. He garnered endless accolades, awards from the Council of Fashion Designers of America, or the CFDA, and the Prize Swarovski Women's Wear Designer of the Year Award, to name a few. And his collections were sold in major retailers like Neiman Marcus and Dover Street Market. Much like his contemporaries, Wang's designs walked the line between feminine and masculine, trendy and elegant, and caught the attention of the streetwear crowd and millennials. He championed monochromatic color schemes, minimalism, and he strategically incorporated music and culture in his branding to solidify his place as an it brand of the 2010s. In late 2020 and early 2021, disaster struck as Wang was knee deep in controversies surrounding 11 alleged cases of sexual misconduct. Coming off of the precedent set by the Me Too movement, Wang's allegations sparked conversations around victimhood, representation, and power imbalances. As Wang's own reputation soured, so did that of the brand. Consumers were averse to buying products, and Alexander Wang's brand reputation suffered greatly from this incident. Despite the allegations, Wang still receives support from his peers and recently debuted his Spring Summer 2026 collection at New York Fashion Week. Donna Karan. New York native Donna Karan is an internationally acclaimed designer who has made her mark in the industry for decades. Starting her career as an intern for Anne Klein, Karan quickly rose to the top of the brand, becoming creative director in 1974. Eventually, Karan decided to take the leap and start her own company, debuting her first collection in 1985. Karan was a leader in women's workwear, designing for the modern professional women and keeping her at the forefront of all of her collections. Her designs are practical, comfortable, and win the hearts of consumers. In 1988, she started a bridge line of Donna Karan called DKNY, following a similar model as the bridge line she implemented at Anne Klein 2. Her business acumen and diversification of her product assortment has allowed her to remain relevant throughout the years. Karan is a CFDA winning designer and a powerhouse in the industry. Cartier. Cartier is a legacy jewelry brand founded in 1847 by Louis-François Cartier. Currently a subsidiary of the Richemont Group, Cartier is one of the most renowned jewelers in the world. Famous for its wristwatches, Love, and Panther collections, everyone who loves luxury loves Cartier jewels. The brand's innovation, precision, and artistry attract endorsements from royals, celebrities, and admirers alike, amounting to its current approximately $12.2 billion valuation. The French brand uses precious jewels, platinum, and contemporary and Art Deco style settings to create once in a lifetime luxury experiences for their customers. finally, Jean-Paul Gaultier. In 1982, Jean-Paul Gaultier created his eponymous label inspired by the gritty, colorful, imaginative street style of the 80s. Before starting his own brand, Gaultier worked under Pierre Cardin, a man who was synonymous with fashion itself, preparing him for the groundbreaking career to come. Jean-Paul Gaultier was no stranger to testing the confines of fashion. He styled men in skirts. He created famous mesh pieces with scandalizing prints. He toyed with color, textures, patterns, and integrated different cultural and social perspectives into his work. He used a diverse cast of models to showcase his designs, which was a reflection of the democratization of fashion that he saw in the street cultures he drew inspiration from. He used his own identity to push boundaries, being one of the first openly queer designers and refusing to stray away from subjects like racism and sexuality in his work. Gaultier's runways boasted sailor shirts, patterned stocking, and astrological and spiritual designs. He was a designer who understood the world deeply and reflected it beautifully in his work. In addition to running his own label, Gaultier served as creative director for Hermes from 2004 to 2010. In that time, he created the shoulder Birkin and crocodile Himalaya Birkin, both of which are extremely sought after to this day. Gaultier's work has a cult following. He's one of those designers that the secondhand shoppers can't seem to get enough of, and it's not hard to see why. His impact was pervasive, touching music through his styling of icons like Madonna and Kylie Minogue, and cinema through his costume design for films such as The Fifth Element and The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover. He was a master businessman and created multiple diffusion lines, increasing accessibility and brand awareness for his products. Jean-Paul Gaultier is a masterclass in both business and fashion, a wonderful blend of entrepreneurship and creativity coming together to create a history-making product. I hope you enjoyed this video and getting to learn a bit about these designers. As I learn the ropes of YouTube, I hope to post more informative videos like this one that can help more people get into fashion and fashion history. I love making this because I got to learn a lot about these designers myself, and it's always good to keep reading and learning about the things that you love. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in part 2 where I'll be going through the next 9 brands of this 27 brand series.